for this afternoon's hearing on issues dealing with clean water, sanitation, and the world. So throughout recent hearings, and I want to thank my fellow members here before I begin an opening statement on my part. Thank you both for the contributions you've made to this hearing, but also to this issue over the years. You have both demonstrated such a high level of morality and concern for fellow human beings that will, in and of themselves, those concepts and those part of your soul will serve our country well as in the long run in terms. We do what's right, we do what's good for the world in these ways and make it a better world. It's better, it's clearly going to have very positive feedback and blowback on the United States rather than negative blowback when all we rely on is weapons and trying to get things done by sending troops in the last minute to calm a situation down. So I want to thank you both for your moral and long-term thinking. Throughout recent hearings, the Europe and Eurasian Subcommittee has explored international water cooperation and discussed examples where water disputes between nations has led to increased tensions. And today we will be discussing water from the point of view of human security. Access to clean water is absolutely essential to each and every human being. That is why estimates that potentially billions of people in the coming decades will be living in water-stressed areas of the world. So this is a very troubling observation and prediction. Without access to water and the implications that it holds for personal hygiene, agriculture, industry, far too many people will be forced to accept lower standards of living. As members of Congress concerned with foreign policy, we must think how this dynamic may spark conflicts over natural resources or destabilize very fragile governments. But this is not only a question for the future, it is a problem of today. This year, we know hundreds of thousands of children will needlessly die from diseases caused by a lack of clean water, or plus many more than those hundreds of thousands. Many more will die from some disease that can be traced right back to a lack of clean water. The toll in human suffering caused by a lack of water and dirty water is great, and I am sure witnesses here can explain those stories and how great a problem and challenge that it is. Yet, I believe the challenges of access to clean water, hygiene, and sanitation can be conquered, and we now have it within our grip technologically and with the amount of wealth available in our societies to actually overcome this enormous challenge. Our government, through USAID, has spent over $3.5 billion over the last decade on programs to do just that, not to mention the efforts of our international partners and non-governmental organizations. I believe that as technologically and as we continue to advance technologically and continue to have innovative ideas that we put into practice, that water scarcity can be managed and mitigated. Increasing human security when it comes to water access and hygiene will not only help improve the lives of these millions of vulnerable people, if not billions of people, but also serve as the strategic interests of the United States. If increasing access to clean water at the micro level helps people and communities to be secure, it follows that their governments will be better able to find solutions to international water disputes. So without objection, all members will have 5 legislative days to submit additional questions and extraneous material. But before that, I'd like to start off with Mr. Blumenauer. Well, Mr. Smith, Mr. Blumenauer, who's sort of been our partner on this and several other significant matters. Mr. Blumenauer, would you enlighten us with an opening statement?